Well,
Well,
welcome
go ahead.
everyone. I think we're good. It's all the housekeeping done, April?
It is. We're ready to roll.
Okay, well, my pleasure to work with April Reynolds today in Texas. And, welcome to everyone who has joined us today. I know it's a busy Relive time. There's a lot of people, having meetings where they are, and that's all really good because that means Relive is growing, and we're just moving forward. And, with Fit3 and all the amazing products that we have in the business, why not? I mean, that's great. So welcome to Business Success Training today. And first of all, before we get going, I just want to tell you that I'm so grateful for April and helping me today. Roger Broberg's father passed away, and so he and I were to do training, and April's jumped in here so willingly to help, and that's how it is in Relive. Everyone helps each other, and I'm grateful for her, and I love working with April. She's helped many people with Relive. She helps me with calls and helping my people, and we're not financially connected, and that's the really cool thing about Relive. As I mentioned, that we help each other, and we help each other help each other's people to have success on the products, and also distributors to have success in their businesses, even though we may not be financially connected. But, April's building a very successful business, and as well as had results with the products. And so I'm going to have April share her story so you get acquainted with her a little bit in case you don't know. And then I'll share my story, and then we're going to open it up and have other successes today. So, April, just thinking, did you hit the record button?
I did. So we are recording
we're good
right now.
All right, April, would you share what Relive has meant to you, and where you're going with Relive?
Well, thank you. I found Relive about 4 years ago, and at that time, I was looking for something to bring in some extra income. I had 2 sons in high school, and I knew that they would be looking toward going to college soon, going on missions for our church. And even though my husband was, doing well in his job, we just needed a little bit more. And little did I know what Relive would mean for me and for my family and for many of the people that I was able to reach out to. At that time, I was actually facing 2 surgeries, one for trigger finger, one for arthritis. Within a short time of going on the products, both of those symptoms went away. I never had to have either surgery. Short time later from that, I got what I thought was mosquito bites on my back, found out they were shingles, but I'd waited too long for the medication that my doctor had for it to do much good. Ended up adjusting what I took and never ended up with that terrible nerve pain that can go on for months or years. Later, I was able to resolve an irregular heartbeat without going on medication. I was able to address a thyroid issue that I'd had for well over 10 years, and my doctor, upon retesting me, said, wow, your thyroid is not only normal, it is perfect, which has just been so wonderful. I feel so blessed to have helped so many people, including my elderly mom, a young teenager in our area that was just devastated with the diagnosis of lupus. The list goes on and on and on. And now with the Fit3, I'm on Fit3 and feeling more energetic and more healthful. We'll talk about that down the road. But it has just been a boon. I get a check each month, and it's just one of the most fulfilling things that I can ever consider of doing.
Thank you, April. That's an awesome story. And for me, I mean, these products are just so amazing when you think about it. And then, in order to have a successful business, we need products that work. And if you listen to stories, you'll hear how these products work. And, when I first was acquainted with Relive and my friend introduced me to it, I didn't look at it as a business, but I did look at it because of the products, and then it turned into a business because the products worked so well, not only for me, but for the people that I shared with. And I always tell people when I drank my first shake, I had no idea the impact that it would have on my family, nor myself. I was looking at surgery with degenerative disc disease. My doctor actually told me that was my only option. and it's 11 years now. I have absolutely no pain. I've never had to have that surgery. Feeling returned to my fingers and my thumb that I had lost. My osteoporosis improved. I lost weight on the basic products, and now I am on Fit 3. I've used the Fit 3, and I was at a plateau, and now that plateau is going away, and I have dropped weight and inches. I've used these products for heart health and dermatitis. I've used these products on the inside and the outside. My eczema problems have gone. My bronchitis no more in the spring and fall, which I am so grateful for. My immune system is so much stronger. And because the products work, as I mentioned, a business was born for me. We owned and operated a business, and I didn't know that I had time to do Relive as a business, but I could not help but share the products with other people, and so a business was born, as I mentioned. And I am so grateful because now that, I'm looking at Relive more as a full-time business, I've earned as much as $7,000 in a single month. I've had a $4,000 bonus. That's been my highest bonus, $500, $1,200, $1,000. The company is incredible, and there's always bonuses out there, and we're going to talk about that. And, we need to let people know that these bonuses are out there for them. And this is an amazing, amazing company that is growing and changes lives every day. So, are the lines open, April, that other people could share their successes about Relive this week or in the last little while that, you may have had that you'd like to share today?
If we can have people star 6, I think that should work. If that doesn't, then there's another button or two that I'm going to push and see if that makes it better. Let's try star 6.
Anyone like to share before we get into our training? I'm sure people have had successes.
It may be that someone's trying to speak and I don't have it such that they can speak. Let me try this again.
Okay.
Okay, let's try it again. If anyone did star 6.
Anyone like to share? If you're speaking, we can't hear you at the moment. Okay, well, everyone's quiet today.
So, April, Luann, can you hear me?
Yes. Oh, yes, you can. Wonderful.
Yes. Okay, well, first I couldn't unmute, and then now it did allow me to unmute. This is Juanita.
Hi,
Maybe
Juanita.
I did it so you knew that people could unmute. but just recently, probably the last month, I'll just tell you real quick that I am excited about some gals that I'm helping with church, and it was actually started with one gal who was taking medicine for her arthritis, and she had this hand that was, really kind of grotesque because of the inflammation and everything. And we worked together in the soup kitchen, and she decided to use the product, and she was getting great results. And then she told her sister and her other sister, and then her daughter got her son's on the product, and one has autism, and he's having great results as his behaviors have just gotten so much better. The teacher has even commented. So it's just been really fun working with that group of ladies.
That's awesome, Juanita. It is rewarding, isn't it, when you see these changes, when sometimes they have lost hope. They think there is no hope.
Oh, yeah, and what I love most, I love hearing results about adults, but I really love hearing results with children. And so
yes.
The results that this mom's gotten with her son, she can hardly believe it, and she is so excited, and so am I for her.
Oh, yes, that makes for such a happy childhood, a happy adulthood, a happy family. I mean, look at the impact that it has.
Oh, yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah, well, thank you for sharing, Juanita. Is there anyone else that would like to share? If not, we'll get right into training. Okay, so this is actually business success training. And Okay, for some reason my slide is not moving. Okay, 1 second. Okay, my slide is not moving, April. Can you move the slide?
Let me see.
Okay, thank you. All right. So I've given April control of the mouse because for some reason on my Mac when I do full screen, my mouse disappears. So anyway, just bear with us on this. But, how do you succeed with Relive? Obviously, Juanita, there's been success here with the products. And, so her business is growing. It's just like April's and mine. And anyone that shares these products, a business will grow. And so, how do we really succeed? Well, Relive has a circle of success. And that circle of success that we're going to talk about, there's fundamental steps for success. And it's kind of like, April mentioned a little bit, it's March, it's St. Patrick's Day. At the end of the rainbow, every time you see the rainbow, do you look to see where it began and where it ended? Well, if you look at that circle, there's no beginning and there's no end. And it's kind of like that with the rainbow. When you think you got to the end of it, it's not there. You're looking for that pot of gold. But here's the thing that I think. Relive is that pot of gold. And, with these fundamental steps, we can have that pot of gold with any of the Relive products that help to build our Relive business. And the real fuel in getting that pot of gold is with new people. That is the key. It's always share the truth as you fill your business with new people. It's using the Relive system. How many new people will you introduce daily? We need to set that goal. There's corporate support for our circle that helps us to continue on that success. And introducing new people helps them to be independent distributors every day. So it's always about the new people. And that's what we need to work for.
I think it went too far.
Okay, go ahead, April. I think I switched it. It worked for me that time.
Okay. So you mentioned, thank you, Luann, the circle of success. And the key is to take action now. And one thing that I found, when you take action and you start feeling like you're getting some traction, that's the time to continue taking action. It's easy sometimes, I think, to life get in the way. And some of us have to work our businesses in the cracks of our time. But as we can look for ways to say, okay, I took action, I'm going to piggyback onto that and take another action, that can help us as we work through our circle of success. And there are these 5 daily fundamentals, which we're going to go into more in details: identify, connect, share the story, ask for a decision, register, and go.
So, identify, getting started. If you've got that ISCAR book, identify, connect, share, and ask and register and go. That's what we do over and over and over. But the key, how important is identify? You can start with groups, your family, friends, and identifying is so important. It's kind of like the value of the gold, and it's kind of that precious metal, and the best way to reap the benefits and gain the luck of the Irish is to turn that precious metal into remelting and then recirculating. Sometimes we have to recirculate that list we're making. We recirculate that value into our business and the economy. So the more our business grows by identifying, the more the economy grows, and it helps personal economy. So it takes any luck out of this equation in your success because you're reaping the benefits of your own hard work. And so when we identify 10 product prospects. And I've learned, I wrote a list, and in the beginning I just wrote names. And I didn't put product prospects or business prospects. The other things that I learned as I went back to that list, I didn't write sometimes where I met those people. And, I didn't know them really very well. So now it's just a name on a piece of paper. So write down where you met the person and any information that you had or, conversation so that it triggers your memory, because over the 11 years I've been involved with Relive, as I was going back through a list, there's some of them that I am not connecting with now, and I wished I would have made more accurate notes. And so the other thing is write down why you thought of them. So when you're calling them, if you know their why and let them know why you thought about them, they know you're really trying to help them and not just sell them something. So add to your list each day. It's a growing list. It's, that's your success. I keep a small notebook in my purse. You can keep it in your pocket, for those contacts that we may come in contact with every day. And who are the first 5 you're going to contact today? And so 5 is a good number to always use. If you want to use more, you want to use less, it just depends on what your goals are.
Okay, the next one is connect. Review 20 prospects with upline and decide, okay, who's first? Who do you want to just jump into and say, this person I feel like is where I just feel I'm being led to start with. And, as far as what do you say, you share your excitement with them. As Luann mentioned, you share why you thought of them. And using their why lets them know that you care. And, we can use company tools to validate, but our goal is to not sit there and explain the whole thing right there on the phone or right there in person if you happen to say connecting with somebody at a store or at a church activity or a soccer game. The goal is to set an appointment.
And that's so important, April, set an appointment. I find when I'm not successful, it's because I didn't set the appointment. I gave too much information at that particular time, or, when I could have set an appointment and been more thorough with the question that was asked. So that's very, very important, that appointment. That's the real key, because then you can be more effective. At least that's what I've found for myself. So, there's opening sentences, and you may have come up with some, but, when you're using their why, like this one, Kathy, I know your health is a priority. I'm working with a company that could really help you. When can we get together? If you notice on each of the examples, when can we get together? When can we get together? That's setting an appointment so that you can give more information. I spoke with a lady, and she's very concerned about her memory as she ages. And so I called her back, and I said, Vicki, I know you're really concerned about your memory as you age, and I have some information that can help you. And she told me to call her, and so, we did that. And so it was really easy to do that because I knew what her priority was. And so sometimes I think when we don't know the priority, the opening sentences, or how we approach, it makes it more difficult.
I think that's really true. There's something I want to add here, Luann. It's easy to sometimes second guess what somebody's priority is. And, that kind of follows into sharing the Relive story, your why, your belief, your heart. But you also need to make sure that you're going in a direction of what would reach them. Like, for instance, I'm in a Toastmasters group, and I had given a speech presentation about epigenetics. And it was, a lot of people were very intrigued. And so I talked to a friend of mine there, and she says, yeah, I want to learn more. And I started telling her things, and I was newer in Relive, and instead of doing the regular presentation, I just started gushing about, oh my goodness, there's this incredible results this person got with this, and incredible results with this. And finally, at the end of me talking to her, she said, April, I'm not interested in some phenomenal health thing. I don't have any huge health problem. I just want something to stay healthy. And then she kind of felt like this wasn't for her. And I was just like, oh no, I've missed the boat because I was too busy in the excitement of what I've seen to listen to really the why of what she would find, most compelling for her as to why Relive would be helpful for her. So anyway, we need to keep that in mind. Interestingly enough, that story circles back around that a year later, she had some things come up in her life that she said, you know what, maybe I do need to look at what you're talking about. So, I guess part of the question, the lesson we can learn from that is to be able to look at why they really might have an interest. But then also don't give up on people, because sometimes people will circle back around even though you think at some point they push back and say, oh, I don't want to listen to your presentation. I'm not interested. This is not for me. It can circle back around. So as we share the Relive story, we share the whole Relive story, the products and the business. And we have presentation tools that are available, opportunity books, slides, videos. We have online, the relive.com Get Started. We have webinars. And we can introduce our upline to this person and to other Relive stories, because that's what's so compelling. And I know when I first got into Relive and was waiting for some of my results to start happening, it was the stories that I heard that kept making me go, there's really something to this. There really, really is. And people can tell as you introduce these, your prospect to these people that are so genuine. They can tell they're speaking from their heart. It's not like this is a canned thing that they're reading off a piece of paper. And that's what touches people and gets people engaged to where they are looking to go to the next step.
You're absolutely right, April. And, as you were talking, I was thinking, when we share our story, it's like Bob Montgomery said, we need to learn to share our story better. And, by asking and listening, we develop those relationships. And the more we listen, the more we know. And so, we help people engage. And by engaging, we help people engage, but we must engage with them and develop those relationships to help them to engage. And so, we're trying to teach them to be independent distributors. So who do you know? Many times we forget to ask that. But there's many ways to engage with the Relive story. There's Relive meetings and events. There's in-home parties. And I was thinking the other day, how many types of in-home parties can you do? Anything that's fun. Tom Pinnock says, if you're not having fun, you're done. And so, in-home parties we do shake parties. I've thought, you could do barbecues. I've heard of all kinds of things. And so, it's as much as your imagination can find, actually. Webinars, teach people about webinars. We had a special presentation with Tammy Martineau, some events, and a new couple drove 80-some miles investigating, technically just looking at Relive, and I told them about the webinar, this training webinar that they could connect into, and they were really excited about that. So, because they were looking for a home-based business, and so look how awesome this is. Conference calls. We have so many tools, like April said, our upline and other distributors, and Lifestyle Magazine. Where's your Lifestyle Magazine? I had to think about this a little bit. I've given many of mine away because that's such good material to give to people rather than when you get it, you read it, and it just sits in your home if that's the case. Give it away. Send it to somebody. The Relive blog is amazing. And video tools, I send them. I find people respond a lot with text messaging now. I can send a video on a text message. One of my neighbors never did pay any attention to me until I sent a video on a text message, and then it opened the door. So you don't have to know it all. You just be honest and use the Relive built-in system to educate and to validate.
Great. And then the fourth step, ask for a decision. Be prepared to do business. Have products and tools with you at all times. Have a recommended order ready for different options of customer, distributor, master affiliate, because there's nothing that makes a worse impression. The person says, okay, I think I want to, be a master affiliate. I think I want to be a distributor. And you're like, well, let me just figure it out here. You're going to have to wait a while, and they're like, don't you do this that much? If we have something ready, of course we can tweak it to their interest and so what their needs are, but if we can have something kind of ready so it's really smooth and easy and painless for them, help them register. You can have forms available, online application, 800 Relive Us, because sometimes I've tried to go online and there's been, for whatever reason, a little computer glitch, and I didn't want the person to say, oh, never mind, I'll sign up later, and then walk away. I'm like, oh, no problem. Let's just call Relive. And so if you have that, system all set up and some backups for setting things up, then it can be helpful. Also, another situation that I was in once is somebody decided to sign up as a distributor, and I said, okay, do you have a computer? She goes, well, my computer line is down now. And I said, oh, no problem. I have my phone. You can sign up right here. And so it's just really good to have a couple of different systems set up so that if one doesn't seem to come through the way you're expecting, then you can have another one so they can move on that decision after they have made that decision.
That's awesome, April. And, I like it because you remove the objection in a sense, the computer was down, and so, okay, no problem. And we do have all these tools, which is really incredible. And so if we just think it through, we can do it. The other thing is, I remember when you were talking about have product, and we're looking here to ask for a decision, and, the Luna Rich Super PAC. And Tom Pinnock made a comment on a call I was on, which I thought was really, really important. Have product even at your special events, because there may be people there that want it right now, because people buy on emotions, and when they have heard the stories and they have heard the health results and the business results, especially at a special event, and then, we can order it. That always does not work because they want it right now. And sometimes we can lose people by waiting. So do it now. That's really important, I think. So I'm glad you talked about, how you can help and doing it now. So the other thing is, where do you want to get started? And if they want to get started right now, then that's what we have to do. We help them to get started. So products, ask the questions and listen. We can recommend the Super PAC, the Fit 3. We can build that pot of gold on any one individual product with Relive. It would not matter because they all work and deliver phenomenal results. But, listen to what their need is. Green technically is high performance fuel. All of our products are high performance fuel. And so keep it simple. Don't overwhelm them. Look at ways that they can save on the products, and we can, review the stair step, 10% savings, 25, 30, 35, 40. That what's your time worth form is amazing to show people, and it's right in front of them. So show them where they can save. Show them where they can save the green or build the green. And then find out who they know that can benefit from Relive products also.
Luann, one thing I'll mention about looking for ways for them to save. One time I had a woman who decided to sign up to be a distributor, and she says, I think I'll go with a 25% level. And as she was putting together her order, I noticed that she, at that time, was like, $100 short of qualifying for the 30% level. And I said, it's up to you. You don't have to do this, but I'm just telling you, if it were me, I think I'd throw in another product or two because you are so close to that 30% level. She goes, oh, I am. And then she decided to go up to that level. And so it's really important that they can see, we're not here just like pushing product. We're here to looking for ways to help benefit them, not only with their health, but help with them, their savings, and then for those that decide to do the business, to help support them in the business. And then,
Very
my goodness,
true.
Fit 3 is such a wonderful program. Of course, we know that the promotion that they had in February only, supposedly sponsoring 3 new distributors, and they each purchase a Fit Kit, you'll get a Fit Kit for free. But that has been expanded now through March, which is really exciting. And if you look at the list that was sent out of all the people that have earned free Fit Kits, I'm like, that is phenomenal. That's a $500 value. And 3 distributors, that feels so doable. Sometimes I think, if they'd have said, if you just get 8 distributors, it'd be like, oh, this is going to be hard. But 3, that's like within reach of each one of us. And so that's what's so encouraging. And what I see Fit 3 is just kind of an overall program to help us feel good no matter what stage of development we are as far as our eating, as far as our exercise. It can take us from whether we don't exercise at all and we're trying to just slowly add that into our life, or if somebody has regular exercise, you can choose to take to the next level. And balancing that with the eating right and with the supplements that to me are just kind of give that little extra assist to help you be successful. I was talking to a nephew that came down with his wife just a few weeks ago, and I was excitedly telling him about Fit3, and he goes, "Oh, Auntie April, I've just seen these programs, and people get on them, they take these products, they lose weight, and then they put it back on because they go back to their regular eating habits." And I said, no, that's not how Fit3 is. Fit3 is teaching us the lifestyle skills that will help us to get fit, get trim, and to maintain that through our life. It's not just a flash in the pan, you do this for 90 days, you're done, now you can go back to eating your cupcakes and nachos, dripping with cheese and stuff like that. Not like we can't have any of those things, but it teaches us to be wise, and it gives us the support necessary because, sometimes you're just trying to push through it. It just seems so hard. But as you can lean on the friends that are also doing it or have walked that same path, they can reach out to you and say, hey, it's okay, let's get back on the bandwagon. And it's those elements in that full, well-rounded program that makes a difference in Fit3.
So true, April. And, March is National Nutrition Month, and as April mentioned in the beginning, it's been around for a long time, actually since 1973. But one of their slogans was Eat Right for Your Lifestyle. Well, okay, what does Fit3 do? It teaches us to eat right for a better lifestyle. And, it is a lifestyle of changing and developing habits and good habits, and doing those things that are good for our bodies. But in that also, we can help other people. And, 3 is the magic number. If you haven't noticed that in Relive lately, and I remember Bob Montgomery when he came here for a special event, he said that 3, looking for 3 distributors gets really overlooked because sometimes we think we have to find, 20, 50, whatever, and we can, and that's really good, and we do. But 3 business builders, he said that will help you to build your Relive business. And so here we have, sponsor 3 new distributors. If those 3 new distributors, and they go out and they tell 3 and everybody tells 3, it grows. And so 3 is a magic number with that. And I really like the fact that, sponsoring 3 new distributors and you get a free fit kit, because that's, it's a $500 value. My daughter has been telling everyone, she's a master affiliate, she's been telling everyone about the Fit3. Matter of fact, we have a meeting the end of March again at her home, and more people are interested in Fit3. And when she told them, and if you know 3 people that want to join you in, using the Fit3 products and getting more fit, you can earn a free kit. And they went, really? Yeah, so they were very excited, and so that gives momentum that's going to push the business forward. And so our business grows, and not only that, the business will grow the same as our lifestyle and the results with the Fit3, because they're correlated. It's what we put into it that we're going to get out of it. So like April said, if we don't do the meal planning, and we don't do the program completely, we're going to get results, yes, but would we get better results if we're totally committed to the Fit3 program? Also, are we going to build our businesses faster if we're more totally committed, the same as the Fit3 program? So just a little food for thought there.
Okay, ask for a decision. Where would you like to get started? And help people to feel good about whatever level that they choose. Maybe in your heart you're thinking, oh man, these people would be great as master affiliates. And they say, actually, I'd like to start at the 25% level. You don't say, well, have you really thought about the master affiliate? You could do that, 25%, I don't know, you're up for more than that. Then it's going to make them feel bad. for whatever area that they decide, level they decide to get started on. So we want to support them and encourage them at whatever level. I mean, for instance, Luann, she didn't start as a master affiliate. You know, you said, Luann, that you were looking at getting help with the products. And as you saw that the products worked, then you're like, there is a business behind this. And so now, you know, it's to the point where you would be doing Relive full time. So we honor the person as to whatever level that they are ready to get started. You know, if they're looking to be a customer, great. That's a great place to get started. If they're looking to be a distributor, whether it's 25% all the way up to master affiliate level, great. That's a great place to get started. Let's get you going on it and have them fill out the application on paper online. And if they are still kind of trying to decide, then you can help them by reviewing the comp plan. You know, ask questions and really listen. I know sometimes in my enthusiasm, I get excited, and part of my challenge is to rein myself in and to be better about asking questions and better about listening what their true concerns are. And that you can help them see their potential and help them select the option that's best for them. And if they, you know, you're saying, okay, great, you're getting started in the business, let's get you started on the products too. Do you want to get a super PAC? And here again, the important key thing is following up with who do you know who might also want to start a Relive business.
Thank you, April. And, you know, one of the things that Tammy said, I really like this. She said, you know, sometimes when there's hesitation, you know, she always says, I'd love to build a business with you. And the more we do, the more power we gain. She said, it's hard to soar with eagles when you work with turkeys. So she said, always, you know, ask for a decision and guide them through and let them make the decision and show them what the potential is with their why and let them dream. Because people a lot of times, you know, they have lost their dreams. Help them to see their dreams and where they want to go. And once they've decided where they want to go, whether it's that distributor, customer, or a business builder, then we need to register and go. Simple process. You know, this is so easy. We follow up with the consumers. We help them with their products to get results on their products, and we continue to educate with stories. And, you know, we're always looking to move them. What's the next step? Keep it simple. You know, the example says, did you shake today? I like to ask, you know, how? How did you take your shake today? Because that tells me a little more than did they. I want to know, you know, sometimes they just say, yes, I took my shake. Okay, how much are they putting in it? Sometimes they start differently. And I also send out a written form because sometimes, you know, it's a new thing with the shakes, and it has to fit into their lifestyle, and there is an adjustment. People are busy. And so that's also part of it, not just how you take that shake, but, you know, how you're fitting it in to your lifestyle so that you are consistent. And as they're consistent, then results happen. And so, you know, you can ask them, you know, are you seeing any results? Usually you don't have to ask. They usually start telling you. But, you know, and who do you know that could benefit from these products? When one of my new distributors, and she bought the Fit 3 kit, and then she told her mom about it. And in the beginning, her mom kind of thought about the Fit 3 kit, but not for herself, for her daughter-in-law. And she wanted the basic nutrition because she had some other issues and she wasn't concerned about the fitness and the weight loss. And so she started on the basic nutrition. And so we've gone through this process because she's very, very busy and traveling a lot. And so I make suggestions. Well, you know, you could put it in a bag or you could take it in your purse. Oh, that's a really good idea. You know, do you have a shaker cup, you know, that travels with you? And so sometimes you have to walk them through the process. And, you know, each person is individual. Relive gives guidelines, but, you know, there's common sense to help people to be successful.
You know, that's really true. And some of the things that are really seem just commonplace to us may not be so obvious to some of the people who are just starting up. For instance, I know my mom, when I first started her on the products, and she was taking the Now and the Energize and the capsules, and she says, oh my goodness, I just get so full. I just drink it. I can hardly get it all down. And when I asked her more questions, I found out she thought she had to drink a full entire glass of Now mixed up, And then when she got that down, she would immediately mix up the Energize, and she would drink a full entire glass of Energize. And she's a small woman, and just like, oh, and I said, oh, no, you don't have to do that, Mom. You can mix them together. And she goes, you can? So, I mean, to me, that just seems so obvious, but obviously I had not communicated that adequately to her. Another gentleman that travels internationally a lot for business, and he said, well, I can take capsules, but I couldn't take the powder. I said, really? We have people who travel with Relive internationally all the time, and they can take powder with them. They can? You know, and he just was worried that somehow, I don't know, customs would take it or something. I said, oh, yes, they do it all the time. He goes, oh. So here again, we can, sometimes when people are saying things, they're not trying to put roadblocks. They're really valid concerns. And as we explain to them and help them understand to take it properly, then, you know, those concerns just melt away. So as we are on our register and go step, the fifth step of those 5, we set up our distributors to succeed. Help them take immediate action and help them to identify people and build a list. But don't go assigning them to just say, now go off and build a list, and in a few days or week I'll look at your list and see, you know, where we can go. But sit down with them, because, you know, here again, I found that if you sit down with them, it gives them more confidence. You can start suggesting categories of people that they might consider. And as they start saying, so-and-so, no, they have too much money. Oh, no, they're too busy. They don't have enough money. You know, just say, listen, let's just brainstorm. We're not saying we're calling these people today, but let's just get a bunch of people on the list. We can look through later, and some of the very people that they may be convincing themselves that it wouldn't be suitable for may be the very people who, little do they know, are hungry for an opportunity like this. And so we don't prejudge. We just help them do that. And then once they get that list, we are going to that next step of connect and say, who are we going to call first? And as we look at sharing the story, let's set our first appointments and help them review the basics of running a Relive business, the process of ordering, the process of registering people, how to navigate, you know, Relive.com, and getting the distributor kit, you know, and how to work with your upline and distributor services. Just kind of review that whole system so they will feel more confident and comfortable. Many of us have done this enough that it seems second nature, but we want them to feel like this is easy, this is smooth. We can do this. We're going to be there with them and support them all the way. That was one thing that gave me confidence for my upline, is he said, I will match you hour for hour. We will work side by side, and I will help you through this so that you can feel confident. And I thought, who does that in business? I thought, this is something really unique. And so it's something that helps them while they're building the strength and confidence to be able to function more independently from you. You support them through that learning process and those initial steps.
Thank you, April. And, you know, I'm just going to piggyback off of that a little bit, because that connect part, setting distributors up to succeed, I was with a distributor and we made the list. We just didn't connect right then, and then it never happened. So, you know, it's like April mentioned in the beginning, it's about taking action. And had we taken action then, the outcome might have been so different, because, you know, she didn't connect with them at all after that. And that was my error, and I felt really bad, because, you know, we should have just picked up the phone when she was thinking about these people and connected and helped her to build that business and walk it right through right then. So action immediately. So we do have many Relive tools. And, you know, it's amazing the tools that we have. You know, how do we use these tools? Sometimes, you know, we get used to using just certain tools. I love the Your Health and the genetics and the lifestyle brochure. I mean, all those tools, and the What's Your Time Worth form. I love that. I can carry that in my purse. It does get folded, but I have it with me in case I need it. And, you know, it's kind of like show and tell. And when you show someone and you tell them, seeing is believing, and they can see it, you know. I remember when I got that $1,000 check at conference, and they gave us these great big checks, and, you know, we carried them through the airport. People were watching, and people were going, whoa, how did you get that? How did you get that? It generated a lot of interest. And so I thought about, okay, how can we show people, and so that we can do that with the Relive tools. And there's relive.com, get started. We can send tools in the mail. I called one of my friends, and we had like a 2-hour conversation. And this is a lady that talks a lot. And I mean, I listened mostly, but I learned a lot. But in that almost 2-hour conversation, there was never a time that she was going to hear anything about Relive, even though her husband was in a lot of pain and having, going in for a hip surgery, and he'd had this surgery and so forth. And so I thought, every time I've talked to her, it's that same thing. I listen and she just talks, which is good. But then I thought, okay, what can I do as a follow-up? Because she knows I do Relive, and I thought, send her the tools in the mail. So that's, what I started to do, is start sending things in the mail. And, we can give handouts. We have so many tools that we can use now that Relive has provided us with. We just have to think how to use these tools successfully.
So, as a review, we have a Relive system that is in place that has been shown to be successful over and over again. We have a business cycle with our international conference, which it sounds like this conference this summer will be the last, at least for the next few years, of official international ones. They're going to have more regional ones, as I understand it. And then the MATS, which will be the, I think, Business Success Training, or anyway, there's some new name that they have for MATS. That are great.
BLT.
That
BLT.
is business
Business leadership
right?
Training, yes.
And I love that because that really conveys well what those training meetings are about. And they're very, doable because they're closer to people that they can go to, as well as these other, we'll see how the conferences are going to shift over. And I hope that you guys have all seen the new promotion that has come out in regard to international conferences. I'm really excited about. And that is, if you get 3 new distributors between March, I think, and July, you can get a free conference ticket. Now, as they said, if you've already bought a conference ticket, you don't turn in your old ticket, but they said, guess what? You have a ticket that you can give to somebody else. How awesome is that for building your conference, saying, listen, I want a ticket, and I know you're excited about building your business. I would be happy to give it to you. Let's go to conference together. That, when I went to conference, we had been with Relive for maybe about half a week. And I'm telling you, when my husband and I went, it made a world of difference as I met all these people that I thought, every single person I met had a story to tell. I'm like, this is amazing. Either everybody in this whole room is lying, or there's really something to this. And I cannot believe that everyone's lying. I mean, these are just normal, everyday, average people that I would meet at a grocery store. These are for real people. And it just is an incredible experience for anyone, but especially for really cementing new people to say, wow, I can do this. And then, of course, there's the daily activity that we've talked a lot about, the presentations in homes, upline, 3-way calls, trainings, webinars, and the corporate support. Corporate support, it's interesting, we've seen how Tom has done things. There's a little bit of a shift in some of our Monday thing. We've got the Tom and Tina show now. We've got monthly webinars or product calls, support tools, relive.com, get started. As we funnel new people back and forth between these new activities, this corporate support, the BLTs that we're going to have, the international conference, and then moving to the more regional conference, we've just got an incredible support system to help those people who said, I want to build this.
And conference, yes. April mentioned about it, probably the last international conference set up this way. It's going to be one to remember. So get your tickets. It's July 27th and 29th in Schaumburg, Illinois. And, there's things that happen at conference that will never happen anywhere else. You'll develop relationships with other distributors, and bring people with you. Here's the important thing, and just like April said, this is a good time. If you're registered for conference, then this promotion to get a free conference ticket is to take someone with you, and that's going to be incredible. I think that's an awesome promotion. And so mark your calendars, get your tickets if you haven't already, watch for airfare, and you'll have things happen at conference, like I mentioned, not only to help you, but you'll make contacts with people that come into your path, because I've had that happen. When I've been looking for a particular story, I've met someone at conference that it has helped, and that story was needed.
And Sedona, the 2017 Leadership Celebration, September 14th through 17th, at the Hilton Sedona Resort at Bell Rock. An amazing place, I understand, and that's something you can set your sights on, qualifying for that leadership celebration and being able to rub shoulders with all. It's not just like being able to go to a cool resort, rubbing shoulders with these leaders in the company, learning from them, gaining that strength from them as you be able to move on and participate in that.
Okay, so engage your team, get them to conference, earn, your time to get to Sedona. We've talked about, stories and introducing to upline, downline, other distributors, and we've talked about the tools and the Relive system. To build ambassadors, we build relationships, and that's what Relive's all about, is relationships and staying engaged. And so we need to teach people how to stay engaged. I had to stay engaged in the system, because my upline's pretty well gone. I would not know what was going on. I wouldn't be as involved as I am. But it is a commitment to me. It is very important. It is a passion of mine. And nobody has to tell me to stay engaged. I will find a way to stay engaged. So, sometimes the thing that's hard is setting goals and reviewing the road to presidential director. That road to presidential director, sometimes there can be little detours on that road, but we can still get back on that road. And sometimes I've always heard key director, teach everyone how to become a key director. So look at your downline and who, identify 3 master affiliates in your downline, and then meet with them and help them to develop and add to their list of people, help them to connect to those people, help them to help those people get results, set the calls up, do appointments, have your opportunity meetings, and get them to engage in these trainings, plug them into the system and the Relive story, show them how to work with people and get them started on Relive so that they can build their own success to become key directors, and then they'll teach their key directors to become key directors. Map it out. We hear this all the time, map out success, and mapping out was my success. And, you can map out who's where you're going, set the goals, and work with them. And everybody can become key directors and teach. And the more we teach key director position, which is, you'll get $1,000 to $1,200 in overrides, and you get bonuses, and your personal group, personal volume is $20,000 in a single month. And if we teach everybody that, then they know they can be successful. And the other positions like senior director, master director, and our ambassador program, our presidential director, they will all fall into place when we help people to catch the vision of how to teach key director and working with people. So stretch our thinking, meet with those people. What will it take to make key director in how many months? Set the goals, write it down, put a time next to it, and who will be the next key director in your organization.
And then duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. The thing is, it's a simple process. We go through the 5 steps over and over again, and you teach the people downline from you how to do that very same thing, that they are doing the same steps that you've taught them to do. They can teach their people to do those same steps, and as you show them from your actions how to do that process, they can continue to learn, build strength, and build strength from their downline. And the bottom line is to look at who is next.
And we have, go for the green. We have it. Green is high performance fuel. We have the products. We can go for the pot of gold. What do you want to do with your Relive business? Have a great day.
Thank you so much. You guys have been great to teach and great to work with. Do we have any other comments? If you'd like to ask any questions or have any other things that you'd like to share in regard to what we have learned here, go ahead and start 6 if you have any remarks.
Thanks, you guys. Great training.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed having you on and doing the training, and good luck in building your business.